Hey there, folks. Welcome to GG Speedruns, and we're back. The seventh annual Smash TV Easy Percent tournament is in full swing, right in the middle of our first week, and we got a nice matchup here for you tonight. We got Princely, the number 3 seed, number 30 seeded Joeymittens, and my name is TapatioJ in the booth, joining you for a second match tonight. Joined also by one of our very strong competitors in the tournament. I'm joined here by Aquas. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here and comment this match with you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is another one. This is as I said before, our 3 and 30. So as far as PBs and maybe some past experience, pretty big difference between our two runners, but always interesting. I think. I know Leaf has been putting in some practice. It hasn't been shaken out to the best RNG for him. Been I know if you do enough practice on this game, that stuff it will happen. It gets a little frustrating. I know Joeymittens has been asking questions, been around, been watching the streams, so see if he's been able to pick up anything. And it looks like we're just about underway. We're gonna get our runners counted down here. Looking forward to a good matchup. Maybe not directly racing between the two, but let's see what kind of improvements could be made for both runners here.
Indeed. Yeah, it really is a pick up and play kind of game, and people can join this tournament, and if you're pretty diligent on picking up the guides and whatnot, you can pretty much come out with a debut strong performance, I would say. But
Oh yeah.
especially if you play these type of games like Robotron or any arena shooter like Geometry Wars or something like that.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Until I started running this game, I'm pretty terrible at most shooters, twin stick shooters. Like I played Geometry Wars and that sort of thing, but I was always like not quite good at them. So this is the only one where I've actually like tried and put in some time. And it's still very tricky, but yeah, absolutely something that even a guy like me, who's maybe a little step slower, could get into.
Yeah, I mean, plus it's just the SNES port of this is just so good, and that's why we play it in the competition. Some people ask, why not the arcade version? It's just the SNES is really nicely balanced and it just more accessible for most people, I think.
Yeah, it's a great port. And let's get into the match here. It looks like very interesting. Rockets to start out with for Prince Leaf. Ends up getting the orb, has the orb and the Razor Shield now. Joeymittens getting the orb almost immediately there. So great way to open up the room for both these runners. And getting out in a sub 120 or so was Prince Leaf. And not too shabby, about a 125 for Joeymittens there.
Not bad. Orbs on both sides. Love to see it.
Yeah, early on, that orb does pretty good work in that power ups room. Is really nice for this room just to make sure you're keeping those shrapnel numbers down. We always bring it up, but it has to come up. This room, basically, you're taking down the shrapnels. That's your main goal. I think there's 18 of them. You don't want 4 at a time. Basically, 4 at a time is the max that you can have, and as long as you're keeping those 4 out, no more can spawn in. Therefore, you're losing time. Not too much time to be gained, but a lot of time to be potentially lost.
Yeah, both held their own there just fine.
And then on into Total Carnage. This one is where it starts to amp up a little bit. You get a lot more of those purple shirts. You're getting just a lot more things in general. A few shrapnel out there. Joey, unfortunately, losing his orb. Leaf able to have the orb and then got the Razor as well. So this is kind of the prime setup. You're able to hold that center, really keep those firing lines good.
Yeah, Joey unfortunately lost it almost immediately. So that may be setting the tone for the rest of these matches.
Yeah, it's such a big difference, and luckily the replacement there, Joey's able to find it. See if he kind of get this middle settled, looking all right. Leaf with a very nice getting into the bonus room, about 255 there. Let's see if Joey's able to clean this up. Keep the swirl off the screen.
Yeah, with this kind of matchup, the high seed versus low seed, Prince Leaf might go a little bit more gung ho, going for a PB attempt. So I think we might see him do that in Tank Trouble here.
Oh, and a phenomenal first drop. Gets the rockets right on the feet. Gets the backup. Gets the refill right there, too. So beginning of this room looking really nice for Leaf.
It always surprises me how much rockets actually do speed up this room. It's actually insane because the spawns come out so quickly that the rockets are more effective.
Yeah, it's just like you're both trying to keep up with one another. The spawns are trying to keep up with that kill count, and you're still just getting this flood. And yeah, exactly. It really melts them down. Is able to scramble out of there, gets that spreader as well too. So pretty nice. Joey with some nice dancing, keep that orb healthy, using the invulnerabilities too to ignore those bullets, which quite a nuisance sometimes on this tank trouble.
Pretty good from Joey. Yeah, he's going to stabilize here and try to hold the center now. And Prince Leaf into Mutoid with lobbers.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal time for Leaf. Just passing now the 420 mark. That's usually when you want to be entering this room. Getting some lobber damage, but yeah, I don't know, a little wiggly here. Kind of not lining up. We're really aiming for that spot right in the middle, right between that chest plate and the kind of navel plate, I suppose. Really try to hit that sweet spot. That's where you're getting a lot of adjoining hitboxes for Mutoid Man. So try to get him with the lobbers on that.
Yeah, that adds up pretty nicely too.
And looks like we got to have Joeymittens right here at about a 453 or so entering in. Unfortunate, the swirl coming from down below. And unfortunate first spawn there, invulnerability, which now Mutoid Man's going to park on. So can't even just grab the invulnerability to get another spawn. And there's another invulnerability. The empty drops for Joey to start out on this one.
Oof. Yeah, meanwhile, Prince Leaf, I think, got 2 spreaders, and then he's got another one.
And yeah, both of them getting the far right spreader. Joey, unfortunately, going to take a death there. Won't be able to get to that one. Far right side is just not going to make it a very possible to be able to do the strategy you want to do. What you want to do is be able to take a death there, take the invulnerability to have from taking the death, and really being able to get into that upper third or so of Mutoid Man to do that maximum damage.
Yeah, Prince Leaf's gonna miss the mark on sub 6 here, but a solid run nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. Low 6. That's going to be a great race time right there.
Oh yeah, any time like that's always good for a race. Anything under 630, I'd say, is potential to beat your opponent.
Yeah, I think that's
no matter who they are.
I think that's a pretty fair number because even with the best runners, if the RNG really doesn't want you to get a good run, it will make you have an almost 7-minute run, no matter how good you are, just because of the drops. And Mutoid Man as a boss, you could only do the damage to him with weapon pickups. So if it's just not giving you weapon pickups, you just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's like you can have the Orbless run, but then on top of that, you can get bad drops on an Orbless run. And it gets even worse at that point. Like all grenades and vulnerabilities and spreaders aren't really helping the cause that much. And it just happens every now and then. And it always seems to happen on like a crucial match or like something or another.
Yeah, I've been there before. Definitely game 5, need to win Orbless. And yeah, you just kind of like, oh, I hope they got as bad a drop as I did. Usually not quite the case. Not too often we get the Orbless runs, but there we go. 7-11 from Joeymittens, so really not too bad, all things considered. Kind of rallied that one back, and actually, you know, despite some orb drops and everything right there, not even that far out of range from the PB either. I'm looking at some good things from Joey here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a PB tonight.
That'd be awesome. Not too bad of a showing there.
Yeah, I mean, really, you're talking about if you know, some good drops working your way again. You know, hopefully see that early orb in collect power ups and perhaps maybe not so great drops from Leaf there. This definitely within range. I know the possibility of a 7-minute run for anybody is there. So we will see going forward into game 2. But yeah, Prince Leaf will take that 1-0 to start off.
Yes, I think in Joeymittens' avatar, it appears to be him eating chicken and waffles, if I'm not mistaken.
And based on that beard and the face cam, a much younger Joey Mittens, perhaps eating chicken and waffles.
Seems a very choice picture. Must love chicken and waffles.
I mean, a really top-notch meal right there, gotta say.
It's like, it's savory and sweet, classic combo. I guess that's really all there is to it. And then the quality of the both ingredients needs to be, high up there to make it a truly good combo.
Need a good combination, like an orb and some rockets, or maybe an orb and a razor shield, or just Mutoid Man and good drops. Always, we need those good combinations.
Joeymittens opts for the right hugging. I support the right. I'm of the right hugger movement myself.
Yeah, I've mentioned it before. It's always interesting. I mean, I think in general, like, and really thinking about it, we have like individually, we'll have strats that we are comfortable with for a lot of these rooms, but room one's always a little telling. You got a Leaf who I know loves to hug the top of the door. I like to roll the center, but then sometimes they'll kind of rotate around, kind of try to get that razor shield involved a little bit. Understandable if you're hugging the right door, that's the way you need to get out. So get as close to that as possible. So I feel it. It's always interesting to see the different strats on even a simple room like a room one there.
Yeah, and it's funny. I've seen like the various strats, and I've seen them all like at the fast time. So it's like, which one really is the best? Who knows?
The great debate. Which one's manipulating the RNG so you're getting an orb right away? I mean, that's the big thing. I think the theory of the 38. Avoid the 38 and purposely go to a 39 because 39 guarantees more drops. I think that's something we were talking about with 40 the other night. So who knows?
Yeah, it's like, well, we know that there's a drop table, but like it's hard to control after basically 3 or 4 drops. But if you get like a present or something, that's gonna advance the table quite a bit because of all the extra score. So it's like maybe you can maybe grab a present, and because if you don't get an orb the way you play the first room every time, and it's all superstition really in the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're all crazy. We're just trying to figure out how to get more orbs, basically. Need to get this game working for us one time. Speaking of the rooms, though, the RNG, very interesting right there. Joey actually taking a death, which usually wouldn't be a good thing in the room, but with this one, was able to use the invulnerability, then use some shoes, move around the room pretty quickly, and then picked up an orb. It actually did pretty well, I gotta say, for a room that could have been a little bit of a time loss there. Picked it back up.
Yeah, Prince Leaf down. Wait, I'm not sure. Did he ever get an orb? I think he.
I don't think so. I saw him with the rockets, and he was doing that, riding those rockets in shrapnel, but I never saw the orb over there. Could have been mistaken.
Okay, here we go. Joey's chance then. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep this center here. Really just try to fire down the lane. Sees the rockets and does a great job. That's that patience. We've talked about this before. You see an item down there and you want to just rush and get it, but if you don't have it cleared out properly, you're just going to lose the orb and pretty much just lose a lot of time based on that. Joey clearing out that bottom lane, getting the rockets, and then settling. It looks pretty good. Should be able to clear this room out in just a little bit of time here.
Yeah, but he's really sticking that center. He's really been paying attention to how you need to play this game. Good stuff.
We'll be a little bit later, but yeah, about what, a 323-ish or so into the bonus room, so not too far behind. We got our two competitors in the bonus room. That means a little Taco Bell product placement from Taco Bell.
Yeah, I like to do the grunt.
The grunt is the best part, actually. On to Tank Trouble, and this is I was in the race with Bry earlier, and I think this goes for anybody once you put in enough time to this game, and you probably actually pretty much realize once you start running this game. Tank Trouble is really a defining room. As much as Mutoid Man is, obviously going to really settle some races, playing a good TT is very tough. You need some things to work out for you. If they don't, you got to be able to just use an orb and be able to hold this room. Really separates kind of your your good runners from your really good runners, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely the highest difficulty room. And, game had to have one at Smash TV for Arena 1. Joeymittens down, and he's been picking up orbs, losing orbs. Prince Leaf into Mutoid.
Yeah, the orb drops. And that's another thing that kind of comes with it. You start to get more and more used to, where the orb is, how your rotation's working, and that sort of thing, and where those foot soldiers, those swarmers are. Um, yeah, sometimes you really have to be kind of in tune with the rotation of the orb. But a spread over here on Lee's side, going for that manual, unfortunately walking it in, but gets another one, it looks like. He doesn't
Nice.
park on it too. Has to go over the top though, but gets it on the other side. Very nice by Leaf.
That's going to give him a big advantage here. Glitchtoid hype.
Glitchtoid, this funny little state where we get it with the arm popping and the chest popping kind of within the same time frame. If they overlap at all of a sudden Mutoid keeps the that right half, or I suppose his left half of the armor.
Have you seen the glitch on the final form?
I have just yeah, that's a funky one as well, and that's when you're really flying. Right, you're melting all sorts of forms.
I think I showed that off one day. That was pretty funny. And that's something we can definitely see because, well, I think it's like you might need some of that red crit damage. Anyway, Prince Leaf finishes it out here pretty strong.
Yeah, gonna keep it to that low 6 minute again. Definitely a good run through. Really, some of the basics there. Just was able to utilize the orb and TT. Really held that side. Joeymittens here, gonna have a great spreader, and looks like Mutoid coming back to it as well. And the invulnerability
Nice.
to extend this out, very nice.
That's the chicken and waffles right there.
Perfect combination, exactly.
Oh, he's getting the stuff.
Unfortunate though, because that change of form just barely with the last lobbers there, and then just two absolutely ideal drops for earlier forms of Mutoid Man with the spreaders there. Unfortunately, dropping those in the end form doesn't help us too much, game.
There we go. The emote explosion from Mutoid Man there, ahead of his time. I mean, I don't really get. The only thing I can really get out of the head sprites flying out of the head is that it looks like funny or cool, and that's really the only reason I think there is for it.
I mean, yeah, it was the '80s. It just needed to be wacky, I guess.
Well, any '80s or '90s commercial has to have explosions, so maybe it's just an extension of that. Like those Slim Jim commercials where it's just like there's like a burning like room, like a house is exploding or whatever. It's like, what the hell is going on?
What does this have to do with my petrified meat stick? I don't understand. But anyways, on to game number 3 here. Leaf up 2-0. Want to say, kind of probably what you're expecting, but always interesting to see kind of how these runs shake out. Leaf probably looking for some better times. Nose probably will have to get some better times as the tournament goes on. But I will say, low 6 minute times, those will do just fine for right now. Those will get you some wins.
Yeah, he had a pretty good game back there, but then he got like 2 spreaders worth on Mutoid, and that's going to really round out your time to be solid. That's not going to happen every run. I mean, I just hope for at least one like half decent spreader on Mutoid. If you get nothing, it does suck. You lose a lot of time. As far as the spreader goes.
Yeah, sometimes it's just it's amazing the difference. And obviously, yeah, the spreader will make pretty vast difference in the times between not getting it. But I don't know. There's some times where I've just seen these Mutoid mans, and it's just like three keys in a row and an invulnerability, just like four draw. It's just like, how is anybody supposed to in a competitive race? It really is interesting how Mutoid can just like completely take the rug out from under you. And good luck if you have any chance after that.
Yeah, I mean, and the lobbers are nice, but like sometimes you get desperate and you just change out the lobber looking for more spreaders, and then if the spreaders don't come, well, you're just getting even more hurt by that.
But looking forward to this game three here. I want to see it. I want to see the PB on Joeymittens' side.
So
It could
what
happen.
is this PB then?
PB right now, Joeymittens sitting at number 58 on the leaderboard with a 6:55. So just sneaking under that 7 minute. This is the thing, though. We've seen it before so many times, especially in recent years, with how much knowledge and everything that as far as resources you can kind of find with the game. Seen uh, so many folks that have maybe those like 7 minute times, and they could really push it to like a low six as you're going through this tournament. So that's what I'm excited to see. I think Joeymittens seems to have a lot of this stuff down. Just a matter of putting in some runs, seeing that RNG work out for you, and should see some better times for the leaderboard there.
Yeah, so GG Speedrun saying in the chat, I wonder who that is. Joey could probably get a better time the way he's playing, and I agree. Like from what I see, Joey's doing pretty decent, and I think he could definitely get at least a 6:45 right here, right now.
Ooh, and there we go. Actually, going for the grenades, not usually something you want to be doing in this early room, but if you're trying to get that orb drop, you're trying to get more weapon drops in general, you grab that item real quick, and he gets it. Second item drop there is the orb, and we'll have that early advantage here over Leaf.
This is it. This is the commentator's blessing. 6:45. Let's go. Oh, the shrapnels. He gets them out
Ooh,
and ties with Prince Leaf. Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Coming out with grenades is Leaf, and then Leaf gonna actually take the on-purpose death. Seen him do this before. Take the invulnerability, be able to actually take out the shrapnel by just running into him. Really helps for the early room if you don't have an orb on you. Just kind of keep that guaranteed kill count going.
That was slick. I don't really think he lost any time there. Maybe a second at most.
I think Leaf got pretty used to coming into this room without an orb, and really developed a strat for it, because I think I've seen him every single time he comes into this room without an orb now. We'll take that immediate death.
That's solid. I mean, getting those first 4 or 5 destroyed like that can really help you stabilize. Because you cannot get drops and stuff, and you will end up losing time, sadly. Joeymittens got the orb. Let's see him keep it. No! Commentator's cursed now.
Yeah, tricky one right there. The green shirt just kind of bearing down, and although they walk a lot slower, and an unfortunate shrapnel that gets through the razor shield right there. That was at least going to be a nice setup for that. We'll take the additional vulnerability. The rockets will help as well for Joey. Yeah, just unfortunate. Just the crowd around him, and unfortunately lost that orb there. That was pretty prime stuff. But see if we can recover here and get that replacement orb.
For sure, he definitely needs a replacement orb. And now that he's ended the rockets, now that we both mentioned him needing an orb, it's the next drop right here after the key. It is a grenade.
Unfortunately not. Rockets, though, dropping on the other side. So Leaf going into the bonus room. Full clip of rockets with the orb. You know what that means? That means these gunners are going down immediately. Just a little step up into the room, shooting those diagonal left and right. Be able to take out those gunners and really help this room out as far as keeping that center healthy.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good. And more rockets for him.
Oh
So
my
there you go.
goodness. Yeah, might have grabbed that a little early, but you don't mind. You're just really just trying to get back to center. And a nice little dodge there. Kind of sneaky little tanks coming in with the foot soldiers. He's able to avoid that. Now Tank Trouble on Joey's side will be able to use the nuke, and that'll help out with the early part of this room. See if we get to that right gunner, but got one of the gunners down, so that'll definitely help.
We need Joey to stabilize here, and well, Prince Leaf's out of the room. Oof. Okay, well, Joey's got an orb here, but now we're gonna need to see Mutoid really take a crap on Prince Leaf here for Joey to survive.
Yeah, that RNG is gonna have to work. Ooh, a little dance in there. The orb getting close to that purple shirt. Nicely done though by Joey, keeping it healthy, keeping it going. Spreader though on Lee's side, going for the manual. Unfortunately, not able to get too much on it. Just having to focus on so much, and some pretty crazy wiggling there from Mutoid Man.
And so Prince Leaf hasn't done too much yet, so I think Joey might still be alive here. Got an arm off.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're able to see a spreader, maybe some blobbers on Joey's side, definitely a chance to catch back up here.
So we can actually use the spreader glitch with other weapons. It's just not quite as pronounced as the spreader. So we see these guys will lob the grenades into the shoulders, and that's going to help out a little bit as well.
Ooh, very interesting here. Lobbers on Joey's side, able to start hitting that sweet spot. Leaf, unfortunately, yeah, seeing that spread there, but it was a little late, and then the lasers catching it. And then it'll continue. Leaf taking probably a few more deaths than expected here. Gonna have to go for another manual, potentially. Let's see if it happens.
Oh, nice. Well, that's going to seal the deal.
Don't need a manual if you get that. That is as good of a invulnerability as you can see. Full clip of spreader along with that. Gonna be able to just absolutely melt Mutoid Man into the final form. Lands with these lobbers.
Prince Leaf had some great Mutoid luck in these matches. He's probably not going to get that when it matters. So GG Leaf, you just set yourself up for failure later.
Oh no. You know, if it comes down to it, I'd like to see some more luck. Sometimes it's just nice to get a half decent drops and not go into a string of unluck. But yeah, I feel that. Who knows? Who knows as the races go on? That's the beauty of it. You never know what you're gonna get in these runs. Great stages could turn into a really bad run if Mutoid decides it, and vice versa. You can make some incredible comebacks based on these drops.
Yeah, so Prince Leaf, that's all it's showing. All of his runs under 630 there, so pretty good.
Yeah, that'll do pretty well for you in this opening round. Really, probably into even the next round. 630s will probably win some races. It starts to get a little tougher as this tournament gets a little deeper. If you're on that winner side, there's some folks that, you know, they'll put up a sub 6 without even trying too much. If you saw CHX's match earlier, literally had a 540 time to where you could almost definitely see there was like a few obvious mistakes that he could he could have cleaned up. So some scary stuff there when you're seeing that.
Oh, yeah, he was putting up some really nasty times. That's yeah, he's out to win this one for sure.